little hippie van. When you guys put a wire on the back, you want to make sure you know which side is the top. So this side's going to be the top. So I'm going to hold it exactly how I want it to look when I'm hanging it up. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I usually like to put my wire closer to the top, because if you put it closer to the middle, it's going to kind of hang off of the wall a little bit. So you want to make sure your wire is towards the top, but if it's too close to the top, the wire is going to stick out. When you hang artwork, you don't want the wire to stick out. You want the wire to just be behind the board. So I like to go like an inch, maybe 2 inches down, and then an inch, maybe 2 inches in. Since this one it actually has like this corner missing, you can't really see it on the camera, but there's no wood level right here. So I'm going to go as far down as I have to, and then in about like an inch. Also, if you have a knot in your wood, knots are really hard to drill into. So if you can avoid a knot, which is like the little eyes in the wood, try to avoid that. So I'm going to go in an inch and down an inch. If you need to use a pencil to mark, you can do that. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want to use a ruler, you can. I just eyeball it. And then for this, you will need a drill. You'll need some picture frame wire, and you'll need these 2 little screws. I have these materials here in the classroom for you, but we borrowed this drill from Mr. Singler in the wood shop. So I only have this here today, and then I can just go get it another day when a bunch more people want to do this. Okay? So the first thing that we want to do is we want to drill in our little short screw just about halfway. So we're just going to hold it where we want it. I'm going to make sure that this button is clicked in. This is saying that it's drilling this way. This button is saying it's drilling this way. I want to drill down this way. So I'm going to make sure that that button is clicked. And then I'm going to hold this where I want it. And then I'm going to push down. Sorry, I know it's a weird angle. I'm going to push down kind of hard because I don't want to strip the wood. But I don't want to push down so hard that I'm putting it all the way in. If you accidentally put the screw all the way into the wood, then you just have to click this button so that it's drilling, so it backs it up, and then you can unscrew it a little bit. Okay, so this is only in halfway. See if you can see that, just like that. Okay, I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to leave a little bit of extra. I'm going to wrap it around the screw 2 times, and then I'm going to wrap this extra wire around itself. Just like this. Be careful because the wire is sharp, so you don't want to stab your fingers. Okay, I'm going to set that wire aside, and I'm going to do the same thing with this screw, just screwed in halfway. Push down hard. If you don't push hard, it's just going to screw, and it's not going to go in the wood, and what you're doing is stripping the wood. You don't want to strip the wood, so you have to push hard. Okay, now I'm going to use my wire, and I want to connect it to this screw, but I don't want this to be super tight, because when I finish screwing these in all the way, this wire is going to get tighter. So I'm going to leave this a little bit loose, but I don't want it sticking up like that, remember? So what I do is I put my finger at the tip top of my mosaic. I say I don't want it to go past this point, so I hold it there, and then I wrap it around a couple times. And then you can just cut it with the scissors. And then wrap it around itself again. And now we can finish screwing the screws in all the way. Make sure the button is the right way. screws are in all the way. This is not sticking above your board, and it's nice and tight. So then you can hang it up wherever you want. Do you guys have any questions? Using the drill might be new for you, so if you need help, don't be afraid to ask somebody in the class for help, or you can ask me. But this also changes up here. This is like the amount of power. That's why it was making that loud noise at the end there. So if it seems like it's not really having enough power, you can always turn it up like that. All right, you guys just let me know if you have any questions about that. But I would like for you guys to put your wire on today, if you can, since I have the drill here.